Good day, everyone. Today, we are going to identify what is fraction tiles or fraction hexagons and how do we operate them. First, fraction circles or fraction hexagons are dynamic area models designed to visually and interactively teach students the concept of fraction as part of a whole. These models consist of 6 color-coded circular pieces representing a whole, halves, thirds, and sixths, making them versatile tools for fraction learning. Now, we are going to learn how to operate the fraction circles. First is you have to introduce your material or the fraction circles to the class. First, you are going to introduce the fraction tiles. So there are 6 pieces or 6 tiles represented as a whole. Next one, you are going to represent the fraction board. The fraction board represents the numerator and the denominator. Yellow representing numerator and blue representing denominator. Now that you have introduced the parts as well as the definition of fraction circles, you will now begin your demonstration. You will now first introduce that the slices or the pieces of each slice of the fraction circle has a different color or a different piece underneath. This one signifies that you have taken the value or the pieces off, but it will represent or it will visually represent that the spot is still there. This is very useful for counting or for visualizing where have you taken off the piece. For example, you have 6 slides present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is when you are going to visualize or understand by color. Now there are 6 red slices present. We are now going to place them in the fraction board. Now, since denominator represents the whole pieces together without cutting them off or removing from one piece, this one represents 6 or as a whole. Now, since the topic is a part of a whole, we are going to remove one piece from the whole. Usually, we are going to remove one piece. Now, the problem we see as a group here is that our student may have problem in comprehending the pieces or the invisible spot here. Let's try it out. Normally, this is being represented or this being executed. For example, for some students, they may read this as 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes, some students might count this as 1 over 5 rather than 1 over 6 or 1/6. Now, remember the piece that we've taken off earlier? This one can be taken off and be left here. Once we take the piece, we are going to place them in the numerator side of the board. Now, we have this white slice here. These represent that this part has been taken off. So now we can still count them as 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this time, the student may be able to visualize or understand that, okay, we have taken out a piece from the 6 because this one white slice indicates that this piece has been taken off. So now, the piece that we taken off are the colored one here, 1 numerator. Let's count for the denominator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, the students will be able to count the slices. That is 1 over 6 or 1/6. This will help the students better understand a part of a whole or removing this one. Now, for more examples, not just 6. Let's return this one. This fraction circle or fraction hexagon can also be used in different shapes for different numbers. Now we have how many? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 slices. This time it is a shape of a triangle. Now let's also say that we are going to remove one slice. So again, let's take out the colored one and place it in the numerator. Now let's count again. How many in the numerator? We have 1. How many are in the denominator? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's read this one as a fraction. We have 1 over 4, or 1/4. Let's have another example. We have here a diamond shape. This one, there are only 2. This one represents halves. So if there are 2 slices and we remove 1 slice from this one, how many would be left, and how would the fraction can be written? Let's remove 1 slice. Again, same concept. Let's not remove the whole, only the color. How would you read this? Let's count. In the numerator, how many colored slices? We have 1. In the denominator, how many colored slices? We have 1. How would you read this in fraction? 1 over 2, or 1/2. That is the biggest contribution of the fraction circle, to let the students understand numerator and denominator with this visual presentation.